Right then, welcome to Happy Hungry Hibby. Yes, what I'm going to bring you this week is something from my Ninja Creami device. Now I've had this for about a year and I cannot believe I've not actually covered anything from this. So what I want to do is first of all introduce you to this device and give you some of its technology and functions, but then also I want to go into an absolutely amazing sorbet recipe from yours truly, Ottolenghi. I bought this because I am a bit of a gelato enthusiast. Every time I go to Italy, I absolutely love a gelato, and it's so uniquely made. Yes, gelato and ice cream, very similar in some ways, but actually gelato is much smoother, much softer. It has actually strangely got a lower fat content, so it is actually in theory better for you, but so much tastier. Yeah, so this Ninja Creami, it actually uses some extraordinary technology. It's got an advanced creamy technology, and there was actually a really good YouTube video to watch to explain that, because basically that technology was patented for a very long time, and I'm not sure in the company, but to buy that technology over 10 years ago was really expensive, and Ninja have actually been able to get hold of this technology and release it, and so it's much more affordable to buy one of these devices. In fact, Ninja's just brought out an even newer device which is like a soft scoopable version of this. I'll put the links below just so you can see what is available, but this one is absolutely brilliant because of the functions it's got. Also, its usability is fantastic. It basically comes with a couple of these containers. What you do is you fill this and then you freeze it, and then basically what this does is this device here has some technology in here with the blades here which run through and lower into this device here and goes down, and that's where you have all of these functions. So you've got two kind of categories, with the left side being scoopable and then the right side being drinkable, and there's many different things you can do. So going from the drinkable, you've got your milkshakes, your slushy, your frozen drink, and then your frappe, which is a type of iced coffee, or many other variants. Frappe is also very popular in Greece, where you basically get instant coffee with ice, perhaps sugar, and then you basically shake that, and then you get like a really cold iced coffee. It's really nice, very unique in the way they do it. But yeah, the frappe version on here is basically just a freezable drink. And then you go into the scoopable versions, and you of course have got the most popular in the world, which is ice cream, and then you've got a light ice cream. You've got your sorbet, which is absolutely brilliant. It's really good in not just for desserts, but also as a palate cleanser between dishes. You often find that it will come between like a starter and a main, just to cleanse the palate. And then also, yes, gelato, which is just sensational for me. It's become a lot more popular in the UK, and you can actually buy sort of varieties of gelato from the supermarkets, but it's very expensive. So you can do this at home for a much more affordable price. And then the last one is frozen yogurt. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the basics from a recipe that I made a couple of years ago, and it was actually from my own plums from my garden, which is growing in the background. They've not quite yet ripened because it's July, and you probably see this, you'll harvest them probably about September time. But here is some that I made, and this is the plum sorbet. So do check out my video for that, where I've covered a video on that. It's basically a plum and hijocha, which is a Japanese type of green tea, and it's absolutely amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to transfer this into one of the containers and then show you how the sorbet function works on this, and then I'm actually going to show you an amazing Ottolenghi recipe as a sorbet as well. So let's transfer this into here, just to kind of show you how easy this is. You basically take out this device, unclip it. The usability of these is so good, it's almost foolproof. And what you do is it's really easy to clean, because basically everything is within the containers. So you put that in like that, and then you put this on over the top, and you push that in. And what you do here is you basically just push that up and it clicks into place. Really easy. So let's just turn on, and then we're going to show you the sorbet function. I'm going to say it's full. So you've got top, full or bottom, and then because I put it on the full version, it's showing you here the scoopable options, and then you move this down to the sorbet function, and then you press go. Now it is nearly done, 4 to 5 minutes, just depending what function it's on. It's got a little timer here as well, which actually says it's got 1 minute left. And it's just getting to the top now, it's just slowly sort of turning back up. And what the blade does is, it's a circular blade, and it's got like a cross blade. Little blades within the blade that basically cut down into the ice. So there's a little button at the back here, so you turn that and you pull this out. You flip this off here. Then here, there you have your sorbet, and it's an absolutely perfect consistency. Oh wow, just look at that, incredible. So I'm just going to try this now. That is absolutely amazing. I've covered a review of that, so do check out the actual book as well. It's got these cute little bowls here, so I'm just going to do a nice little scoop here. Because it's super hot, we've got a heat wave here in the UK at the moment. It's well within the 30 degrees, it's probably about 33 degrees today. So that's instantly thawing out. So what you can do with that tub is just put it back in the freezer straight away, just to keep. I'm just going to give this to my wife just to give her a little sample, and then I'm going to come back and show you the amazing Ottolenghi recipe to do some ironing in her bikini.
Can you see the ironing board?
No, can't see the ironing board now, Jenna, so don't worry.
I'm not going to do it until you finish.
Okay. So yes, my wife obviously doesn't like to be on film. You nearly saw her anyway. So right, yes, so what is the recipe I am going to cover? It is actually from the Ottolenghi flavour cookbook. Tried it before and it's just so innovative, and the two flavours go really well hand in hand. So what is it? Here is the recipe, and it is the one and only Max and Flynn's lemon sorbet. And as you can tell here by the picture, it is pink, and it reminds me of when you have like a sorbet Indian cuisine in some restaurants back in the 90s. You'd have a lemon filled with sorbet, and I used to absolutely love it, especially after quite a spicy dish. You'd just sort of pop the lid off and you'd scoop out the sorbet out of the lemon. I really like how he uses the piping bag here, push the sorbet and curl it into the lemon. So yeah, you just need 4 basic ingredients, and it's basically unwaxed lemons, hibiscus, sugar and mint. This is just so easy, it's untrue. If you don't have mint, you can basically infuse your hibiscus tea bags with some peppermint tea, which is probably easier. All you're doing is squeezing some lemons, infusing your hibiscus and your peppermint tea, and then adding some sugar to that, and then basically mixing together, and then filling this one of these scoops and freezing. So just be sure to remove all the seeds from the lemon, but include the pulp. Just bear in mind that the technology is going to blitz it and blend it anyway. It's also good flavour, and it actually helps make it a little bit more creamy as well. There are all the seeds which I've removed, and I've actually got some really good hibiscus tea bags, but I'm just going to use some of the standard ones in there. These ones are absolutely amazing. The Cosme, which is from France, from Paris, which I've just bought some for my wife. Very exclusive tea, very good. And as you can see here, we've got very good organisation. Hibiscus tea. And 1 peppermint tea bag in there. So you need 350 ml of lemon juice, and then 350 ml into here. And then I'm just going to let that infuse for as long as possible. And that will actually need to cool anyway, because you don't really want to put hot water in a freezer. So just let that sit. So So I've allowed the tea and the peppermint to infuse. I've added some of the date molasses, or in fact I've used some of what I call date sugar, which is here, the organic date sugar. It's from a really good company, Forest Whole Foods. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add the lemon to this. I'm just going to whisk this in. So this is the container now, which we need to fill. And there's different levels. So if it's going to be the scoopable, which is all the solids, then the fill mark is there. And if it's going to be pourable, the fill level is marked there, which is a bit lower. So we can basically fill this to the max level here. So now we're going to freeze that. So see you shortly. So I'm back with the frozen hibiscus lemon sorbet, and what we're going to do now is just going to show you how to use this machine, the full container. So these lids are really good. You just sort of flip them off. It's like a rubber lid. So what we do now, turn it on, remove this, and then you basically put this on the inside and then simply just flip this on. That, and then you simply just click it into place like that. Push this inside and then you twist this up like so, and then you click the full version and then you move this down to sorbet, and it's saying 4 minutes. Now the only downside of this machine really is just the noise. It is quite loud, but it does it fairly fast. So, start. So yes, it's done. It's took 4 minutes. Yeah, it is quite loud. Just sort of quieten down towards the end. Press this button to the side, you pull it off, you pull it out, and then you basically flip this off. And then voila, there you have it. It's absolutely brilliant. Now the real test is just to see whether this is to the right consistency, and as you can see, look at that, get smooth. Let's try this. Wow, that is one of the best sorbets I've ever tasted, and it's surprisingly quite creamy, so you can taste the real citrus notes, but it's got that real loveliness of the hibiscus, the richness. The tart combines really well with the lemon, but then the sweetness of the date molasses complements that sweet and sour. Oh, that's absolutely incredible. So in terms of the recipe, this is my favourite. I give this a solid 10 out of 10. So I've actually looked at the Which consumer experts, and surprisingly it scored this device at 60%, which is about 10% below getting the Best Buy award. A little bit skeptical of some of the reviews, and also it seems to be a little bit biased in certain ways. It also doesn't review the sorbet function, which is what I tend to use it most for, and it's also reviewed it against the ice cream function, not the liquid side, the drinkable version. So it's not reviewing the complete function of the device. So yeah, I do think it's a little bit flawed, but if you look at many reviews across Google and different platforms, you'll find it has some stellar reviews. And for me, I absolutely give it a solid 9 out of 10. I really like the design. It's sleek, it's affordable. You can get this for between about 150 to 200 pounds. It's also really easy to use, and it's not only is it compact, but it's really self-explanatory. Another thing is it's easy to clean. So probably the most hardest part to clean is probably that bit. This you don't really need to clean, just need to wipe out because that's got no contact. And the fact it just comes with 2 really good containers, you can actually have different fill levels, really easy to use and clean. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic, and the technology is good. But also, considerable point is it's reliable. It's a good brand, and it's going to last the years with a really quality and sleek design. So yeah, do recommend it. Be really interesting to hear what devices you use. I've also had a KitchenAid device where a bowl comes off and you freeze the bowl, but it's a lot of faffing around. So we actually got rid of that once we purchased this, because you've got to keep that frozen in the freezer and then put everything in. I did actually use that on one of my videos, but yeah, I wasn't a big fan. But this is the complete gadget for me. I really do like the Sage machines. They do look fantastic. Also have another YouTuber, Gary, aka Big Spud, who's actually done a whole range of kitchen gadget reviews, including his Sage ice cream maker. But it's a big device. Yeah, I think the quality of that, and in particular doing the gelato and the ice cream side of it, is really well worth it. And you have the instant ice cream, it makes it as it goes. So really hope you enjoyed this video. Please also check out my video for my banana and miso recipe, which is an absolute winner. So I hope you do subscribe. Lots of love and passion going into this. Also turn on those notifications, bing, every fortnight on Tuesdays at 4:30. So take care everyone, enjoy.